This is the homework helper for Chapter 10, Section 3 in the 8th grade workbook entitled Theoretical Probability. Alright, so we're still talking about probabilities here, but these are theoretical. When we're talking about theoretical, what makes it different from experimental is we're just saying this is the possibilities here, this is the number of times that possibility is a winner, that's it. So, for instance, if we're talking about flipping a coin here, and I'm talking about flipping heads, right, the probability of me getting heads would be 1 out of 2. Why? Because there's one thing that's heads, and there's two possibilities, heads and tails. Now, I might flip that coin 50 times, and 49 out of those 50 times, I might land on heads. 49 out of 50 and 1 out of 2 are not equivalent, as you know. But that's the difference between experimental and theoretical probability. Theoretical is just, this is what should happen. Experimental is when I actually go and try it. So, in this first set of questions here, we're talking about rolling a fair number cube, a die, so that's singular, the word dice, and we're supposed to find the probability of each event. So we know here that there are going to be 6 possibilities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So everything is going to be a comparison to the number 6. So the first one is asking about the probability of getting 3. Well, the only way to get 3 is to land on 3. So that's a 1 out of 6 chance of hitting 3. One winning possibility, 3, compared to 6 total possibilities. Now, if you want, we can write those as decimals and percents. To change it to a decimal, you do 1 divided by 6, which is 0.16, with 6 repeating. And as a percentage, that's 16.6 repeating percent. All right, number 2 is asking about the probability of getting a 7. Well, obviously there is no 7, so that one's just 0. Number 3 is asking me about the probability of getting a 1 or a 4. Well, there's 2 winning scenarios there, 1 and 4. So there's 2 successful opportunities there out of 6 total possibilities, again 1 through 6. And so we could reduce that now if we wanted to. 2 over 6 reduces down to 1/3. If you want to write this as a decimal, that's 0.3 repeating, 1 divided by 3. And as a percentage, 33.3 repeating percent. All right, number 4 is asking about the probability of not getting 5. So everything except for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 will all be winners here. So 5 winners out of 6 possibilities. 5, 6 does not reduce, but we can take that to a decimal, and we'll write 0.83 with the 3 repeating. And we can change that into a percent by moving that decimal twice to the right and adding a percent sign for 83.3 repeating percent. Number 5 is asking me about the probability of getting a number less than 5. So of course that would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 winning possibilities there out of 6 total. Of course, that's a reducible fraction. We could reduce that down to 2/3. 2/3 as a decimal is 0.6 repeating. And as a percentage, twice to the right and adding a percent sign, is 66.6 repeating percent. Now, number 6, they're asking about the probability of getting something bigger than 4. So, of course, that's 5 and 6. So, 2 possibilities that are going to work there out of 6 total. So, the answer here being 2 out of 6 is going to be the same thing as we wrote for number 3. 1/3 and 0.3 repeating and 33.3 repeating percent. Number 7 is asking about the probability of getting 2 or an odd. So, of course, the odds would be 1, 3, and 5 on the die, and then they're also saying 2 could be a winning possibility. So that's 4 winning possibilities out of 6 total. So as you can see, my answers there is going to mimic number 5. We're going to say 2/3 and 0.6 repeating and 66.6 repeating percent. Finally, number 8 is asking about the probability of getting something less than or equal to 3. So of course that would be 1, 2, and 3 that fit the scenario. So that's 3 out of 6, 3 winning possibilities out of 6 total, which of course is a half, or 0.5, or 50%. Now when you're taking a look at the next section, I'm not going to work through those questions with you, but you can see it's a very similar question, similar prompt, except it's 2 die, and then you're going to find the probability in much the same way we just did in 1 through 8.